Good morning, dear students, and welcome back to our course of control system. In the last lecture, we solved some numerical on how to what we can say plot the poles and zeros configuration of a given transfer function in S-plane. Then we also what we can say apply the reverse process. Suppose if you know the representation of pole zero configuration of a given control system on S-plane, then how to obtain transfer function from that figure. And then we also solved some numerical on which we calculated the overall gain of a what we can say given transfer function by knowing its transfer function at different complex frequency. And finally we conclude that poles are nothing but those complex frequency where if you calculate the value of transfer function, or you can say forward path gain of a system, that is going to be what? Infinite. So those complex frequencies are nothing but what? Poles. In the same way, we conclude that zeros are nothing but those complex frequency if you calculate the value of transfer function, or you can say forward path gain of your what we can say system at those complex frequency, the value is going to be what? Zero. That's why they are called as zeros, and you can say poles. In this lecture, what we are going to do, we will going to learn in detail about the exact procedure in order to calculate the transfer function of a given circuit if it is represented by some electrical diagram. So what will be the process in order to obtain the transfer function for those what we can say problem that we are going to learn in this session. So first of all, let us try to discuss what will be the general procedure that we need to implement in order to obtain the transfer function of a given electrical circuit. Or you can say if we are having a system, if it is represented in the form of electrical circuit, for example, if you refer your syllabus of control system, there with respect to our syllabus you should know how to obtain the transfer function of a series RLC circuit, or you can say parallel RLC circuit. So in order to obtain the transfer function of those electrical circuit, you need to implement some step, or you can say some process. So what are those step-by-step process that we are going to learn first, and then we will solve some numerical in order to understand the topic in better way. So general steps which we need to implement in order to obtain the transfer function of a physical system if it is presented in the form of electrical circuit diagram. So what are those steps? So step number one, we need to obtain, or you can say we need to formulate the mathematical modeling of given system by applying the concept of Kirchhoff's voltage law, or you can say Kirchhoff's current law. Our first what we can say step is we need to formulate, or we need to obtain the mathematical modeling of what we can say given circuit, either by applying the concept of Kirchhoff's current law, or you can say Kirchhoff's voltage law. So ultimately we are having some set of mathematical equation. It may be a differential one, it may be algebraic one, or it may be integral differential equation. But the thing is that in step number one, we need to obtain the mathematical modeling of our given what we can say system in step number one. Then in step number two, we need to apply the concept of Laplace transform to the equations which we got from step number one by assuming all initial conditions to be zero. So this will be our step number two, where whatever the equations, or you can say mathematical equations which we are having from step number one, to those mathematical equations we will apply the concept of Laplace transform by assuming all initial conditions to be zero, and basically we are going to convert the mathematical modeling of our given physical electrical system from time domain to frequency domain. Then in step number three, we need to identify the what we can say nature, or you can say here we need to define the input and output of the system. So this will be your step number three, because from the definition of a transfer function we know that transfer function is nothing but the Laplace transform of output by Laplace transform of input. So definitely if we want to take the ratio of output by input, so first of all we need to define whether in our given what we can say electrical circuit, what will be the input and what will be the corresponding output of that particular circuit. So in step number 3 we are going to define the input and output of a given system, and in step number 4 we need to obtain the ratio of Laplace transform of output to Laplace transform of input. So ultimately in step number 4 we are trying to calculate the actual transfer function of our given what we can say electrical system. So these are the basic steps which we need to implement in order to obtain the transfer function of any given physical electrical system. So first step is we need to obtain the mathematical modeling by applying Ohm's law, Kirchhoff's voltage law, or you can say Kirchhoff's current law. So ultimately whatever the equations which we are having from step number 1, they are nothing but your algebraic equation or differential equation, or you can say a combination of integral differential equation. Then in step number 2 we need to apply the concept of Laplace transform in order to convert the mathematical modeling from time domain to frequency domain by assuming all initial conditions to be 0, which is very important. Then step number 3 we need to identify, or we have to define in 99 what we can say percentage of cases, the input and output of a given circuits are by default defined in the circuit itself. But if it is not, then in that case we need to specify कि input क्या है circuit का और किस particular point पे हम लोग output draw करेंगे. And then in step number 4 we need to obtain the ratio between Laplace transform output by Laplace transform input, which is nothing but ultimately we need to calculate the overall transfer function of a given control system. Now in order to solve the exact numerical on this topic, first of all we should know the basic relationship between voltage and current for the fundamental operating components which are commonly used in any electrical circuit. That means from the knowledge of our basic electrical engineering course, we know that if you take any electrical circuit, ultimately we are having 3 basic components in it. First one is nothing but your resistor, second one is capacitor, and third one is nothing but the inductor. So you should know what will be the relationship between voltage and current for these 3 basic components which are commonly used in any electrical circuit, or you can say that resistor, inductor and capacitors are nothing but the fundamental operating components which are available in any electrical circuit. So you should know what is the relationship between voltage and current for resistor, for capacitor and for inductor in both in time domain as well as in frequency domain. So let us revise those concepts first and then we will solve exact numerical on our topic. So with respect to resistor, I am writing over here. If you take resistor indicated by symbol capital R, then let me draw this table. First of all, I am going to take the time domain concept, and here we are going to take the frequency domain concept. So the first element is nothing but resistor. Now in case of what we can say resistor, if you are in the domain of time, we can write the relationship between voltage and current like this. We can write here as V of t is nothing but I of t into capital R. Simply it is nothing but V equals to I into R. In the same way, if you are interested to write current, I can write here as I of t is nothing but small v of t divided by R. It is nothing but the application of your Ohm's law. So in case of your resistor in time domain, the relationship between voltage and current are specified by these equations. V of t is nothing but I of t into R, or you can say I of t is nothing but V of t divided by R. In the same way, if you take capacitor indicated by symbol capital C, so in case of capacitor we can write current I of t is nothing but C dV of t by dt. I equals to C dV by dt, where I of t is nothing but the value of current flowing through capacitor and V of t is nothing but the voltage across the capacitor. In the same way, if you are interested to write voltage expression, so it is nothing but what? V of t is nothing but 1 upon C integral 0 to t I of t dt. In the same way, suppose if you are interested to write the expression of voltage and current in case of your inductor indicated by symbol capital L. So we can write here as voltage across inductor V equals to L di by dt. So V of t is nothing but capital L di of t by dt. In the same way, if you are interested to write the expression of current, then it is going to be like this. I of t is nothing but 1 upon L integration 0 to t small v of t dt. So all these formulas are already known to us. The thing is that we are going to have a revision so that we can directly apply this logic in order to obtain the transfer function of a given electrical circuit. So these are nothing but the relationship between voltage and current in case of resistor, capacitor and inductor in time domain. So V is I into R, I is V by R, I is C dV by dt, or V is 1 upon C integral 0 to t I of t dt, or V is nothing but L di by dt, or you can say I is 1 upon L integration 0 to t V of t dt. Now suppose if you are interested to represent the same relationship between voltage and current for resistor, inductor and capacitor in case of frequency domain, then what we need to do? We need to apply the concept of Laplace transform. So if you apply Laplace transform to each, what we can say, one of the equation, we can convert them from time domain to frequency domain. But one thing we need to take care here while applying Laplace transform, because we are learning this topic in order to obtain the transfer function of a given electrical circuit, and from the knowledge we know that transfer function is nothing but what? The Laplace of output by Laplace of input by assuming all initial conditions to be 0. So here while applying Laplace transform, we assume that all the initial conditions of resistor, inductor and capacitors are nothing but 0. So if you apply Laplace transform, here we can write this V of t equals to I of t into R as capital V of S, which is nothing but capital I of S into R. In the same way, this equation can be written as I of S is nothing but capital V of S whole divided by R. So these equations indicate the relationship between voltage and current in case of resistor in frequency domain by assuming all initial conditions to be 0. Because resistor does not have the flexibility to store energy, तो यहाँ initial condition का concept आएगा ही नहीं, but that has to be implemented in case of capacitor and inductor. So here I can write here as I of S is nothing but C into S into V of S by assuming initial, what we can say, charge condition is nothing but 0. In the same way, this equation can be written as V of S is nothing but 1 upon S into C multiplied by I of S. In the same way, this equation can be written as V of S is nothing but S into L into I of S, and this equation can be written as I of S is nothing but 1 upon SL into capital V of S. So these equations you have to, what we can say, remember. So कहने का मतलब है कि ये सारी equations आपने आपके basic electrical engineering के course में पढ़ा है. The thing is that we are just revising those equations so that we can easily solve the numerical on transfer function of a given, what we can say, physical circuit if it is defined in terms of electrical domain. Now let us try to solve some numerical on the calculation of transfer function for a given electrical system. So जो भी बात अभी मैंने आपको बताया है, these points you have to remember. So let us try to solve first numerical, and the statement is like this. The electrical, what we can say, circuit is given to us like this. I am taking the example. So here we are having first resistor, second resistor, capacitor, and to this circuit some excitation in the form of input EI of t is given to us, and across this we are going to calculate the output, which is nothing but E naught of t. So ये circuit given है, जिसके अंदर में आपने अगर गौर से देखा तो here we are having two resistors R1 and R2 and then capacitor C. इस circuit को हमने excitation apply किया in the form of voltage और उसका instantaneous value भी given है, which is nothing but EI of t, and we are calculating the output across capacitor, which is nothing but E naught of t, and our objective is to obtain the obtain the transfer function of this circuit. So ultimately transfer function is nothing but what? Laplace transform output by Laplace transform input, and in this numerical it is specified that this E of t is nothing but the input and this E naught of t is nothing but the output. So ultimately by the end of our what we can say solution, we are having the ratio of E naught of s by Ei of s. So this indicates the transfer function of our given what we can say system. So हमारा objective है कि मुझे ये find out करना है E naught of s by Ei of s कितना रहेगा. That E naught of s and Ei of s is nothing but transfer function for this particular circuit. So that we have to calculate. So how to solve this? Again बहुत simple है. क्या करना पड़ेगा? We need to apply those steps one by one. So first step is we need to obtain the mathematical modeling of our given what we can say system by applying the Kirchhoff's by applying the concept of Kirchhoff's voltage law, Kirchhoff's current law, Ohm's law, whatever it may be. So let us consider that the value of current flowing through this circuit is nothing but I of t, where I of t indicate the instantaneous value of current flowing through the circuit. Now in this circuit, if you apply Kirchhoff's voltage law, we can write the equations like Ei of t minus R1 into I of t minus R2 into I of t, then minus voltage drop across this capacitor, which is nothing but 1 upon C integral I of t dt by taking range 0 to t. So let that equation number 1. So here I have applied the simple what we can say application of your Kirchhoff's voltage law, which is nothing but input Ei of t minus R1 into I1 of t minus R2 I of t. Then what we can say voltage across capacitor is nothing but 1 upon C integral 0 to t I of t dt, because I is nothing but your C dV by dt. So V is nothing but 1 upon C integral I of t dt. Now this is your say first equation. Now because we know that in the numerical itself it is defined that we are trying to calculate the output across the voltage across capacitor. So for that we are going to write one more equation of this voltage in terms of current. So from this what we can say circuit, we can write E naught of t, which is nothing but the voltage across capacitor, is nothing but 1 upon C integral 0 to t I of t dt. Let this your equation number 2. So equation number 1 and equation number 2 indicate what? The mathematical modeling of our given what we can say circuit, but in time domain. So this is your step number 1. Then in step number 2, what we need to do? We need to apply the concept of Laplace transform to various what we can say mathematical equations which we got from step number 1. So we need to apply Laplace transform to equation 1 and 2 in order to obtain the mathematical modeling in frequency domain. But remember one thing, while applying Laplace transform, we have to assume that all initial conditions are nothing but 0. So if you apply Laplace transform to equation number 1, I can write here as capital Ei of s minus R1. This I of t is nothing but capital I of s minus R2. This is going to be capital I of s minus, if you apply Laplace transform to this particular factor, it is going to be 1 upon s into C into I of s, that is going to be equal to 0. Now if you rearrange this particular term, I can write here as capital Ei of s is nothing but, if you shift this entire term on RHS and if you take I of s common, I can write this equation like this: R1 plus R2 plus 1 upon SC whole multiplied by I of s. Let this will be your equation number 3. So equation number 3 indicate what? The mathematical modeling of our given what we can say system, but in frequency domain. In the same way you can apply Laplace transform to equation number 2. So if you apply Laplace transform to equation number, what we can say, 2. Here we can write here as capital E naught of S, which is going to be equal to 1 upon SC into I of S. Now if you make some rearrangement over here, I can write this equation as I of S is nothing but S into C into E naught of S. Let this is nothing but equation number 4. Now if you combine equation number 3 and equation number 4, so instead of writing this I of S, we are going to replace this I of S by this particular term. Why we are going to replace this? Because ultimately our objective is to obtain the ratio of output by input. So in equation number 3 we are having input but we don't have output, but in equation number 4 we are having output but we don't have input. So we need to correlate equation number 3 and equation number 4 by one factor, and that factor is defined by the value of current flowing through that particular circuit. So what we are going to do, we are going to replace this current I of S flowing through a circuit by this expression, which is nothing but S into C into output, which is nothing but E naught of S. So from equation 3 and 4, what we can write, this EI of S, which is nothing but R1 plus R2 plus 1 upon SC multiplied by current, but current is nothing but S into C into E naught of S, which is very, very important. Now, if you rearrange the term, so ultimately we are applying step number 4, because step number 3 हमने skip किया. क्यों skip किया? क्योंकि already हमारे पास न्यूमेरिकल में मेंशन था कि आपका सर्क्यूट में इनपुट क्या है और सर्क्यूट में आउटपुट क्या है. So we applied first step number 1, जिसमें we applied the concept of Kirchhoff's voltage law to obtain the mathematical modeling in time domain. Then we apply step number 2 to apply the concept of Laplace transform to convert these equations from time domain to frequency domain, and then directly we are applying step number 4, where we are trying to find out the ratio of output by input. So here this defined output and this defined what we can say input. So what we need to do, we need to find out the ratio of output by input. So I am writing over here, output by input is nothing but, you need to shift the terms. So it is like 1 upon this entire term we need to shift on denominator side, because output यहाँ है, input अगर यहाँ आप shift करोगे तो पूरा term नीचे आ जाएगा. So it is R1 plus R2 plus 1 upon SC multiplied by SC. So this, what we can say, term indicate the transfer function of given electrical circuit. बाद में आप इसको rearrange भी कर सकते हो, but the thing is that our final answer is nothing but 1 upon 1 R1 plus R2 plus 1 upon SC whole multiplied by SC. If you, what we can say, again solve that equation, you can have the flexibility to reduce that term to some smaller version like this. So output E naught of S divided by input is EI of S, that is going to be equal to, if you multiply it by SC, so it is something like this, 1 whole divided by, this is going to be equal to R1 into SC plus R2 into SC plus 1, or simply you can write here as 1 upon 1 plus, if you take S common, so it is R1C plus R2C into S, where here we are having E naught of S by EI of S. And suppose if you are interested to represent this particular term in terms of block diagram, so in block diagram it is something like this. So this indicates your parametric function, which only depends on system parameter, which is nothing but 1 upon 1 plus R1C plus R2C into S, and to this system we applied some reference input signal, which is nothing but EI of S. So this is nothing but your reference input signal, and corresponding to this, this system is going to generate some controlled output which is in the form of E naught of S. So this is nothing but your controlled output signal. So this indicate your block diagram of given electrical circuit. So in this way you can have the flexibility to calculate, or you can say find out the transfer function of given electrical circuit by applying those steps one by one. So first we need to, what we can say, apply the concept of Kirchhoff's voltage law. You can say any circuit solving theorem in order to obtain the mathematical modeling of a given electrical circuit in time domain. Then second, we need to apply the concept of Laplace transform by assuming all initial conditions to be zero to convert those equations from time domain to frequency domain. Then third, we need to define output input, but in this case output and input are by default what we can say given or mentioned in the numerical itself. That's why we have skipped that equation or skipped that step, and then directly we need to apply step number 4 where we need to find out the ratio of output by input, which is nothing but your transfer function. So in this way we can have the flexibility to solve the numerical on this topic. In the same way you can also, what we can say, solve some more numerical, like to calculate the transfer function of your series RLC circuit or parallel RLC circuit. So it totally depends on you, how you practice. For example, numerical number 2, where your objective is to obtain the transfer function of following electrical, or you can say electric circuit, and the circuit is like this. We are having R, and then we are having L, and then we are having C, all are connected in series, and to this circuit we applied some input excitation which is nothing but EI of t, R, L and C, and across this we are going to calculate output which is nothing but E naught of t. So this is our numerical number 2, where the circuit is given to us and our objective is to find out, or you can say calculate, the transfer function of this circuit. And in the numerical it is given that the input to this circuit is defined by EI of t and the output is defined by E naught of t. So again you need to apply the same, what we can say, logic. So let us try to solve this numerical. So first of all we need to apply step number 1. So in step number 1 we need to apply the concept of your Kirchhoff's voltage law, current law, or you can say Ohm's law, in order to find the mathematical modeling. So if you, what we can say, apply Kirchhoff's voltage law to above circuit, let us consider that the value of current or instantaneous value of current flowing through the circuit is I of t. So we can write here as EI of t minus R into I of t minus voltage drop across your inductor L di by dt. So L di of t by dt, then minus voltage drop across capacitor, it is nothing but 1 upon C integral 0 to t I of t dt, which is going to be equal to 0. Now let this will be your equation number 1. In the same way, because our objective is to find the transfer function which is nothing but the ratio of output by input. So here we are having the relationship between your input and current, but we don't have output. So what we need to do, we need to write one more mathematical equation which provides the relationship between our output, and here the output is defined across capacitor. So I can write here as output E of t, which is nothing but voltage across capacitor, which is nothing but 1 upon C integration 0 to t I of t dt. Let this will be your equation number 2. So this is your step number 1. Then we need to apply step number 2. In step number 2, what we need to do, we need to apply the concept of Laplace transform by assuming all initial conditions to be 0. So if you apply Laplace transform to equation 1 and 2 by assuming all initial initial conditions to be 0, we can rewrite equation number 1 like capital EI of S, which is nothing but, or you can write here as minus capital R into I of S minus capital L into S, because here we need to apply the property of Laplace transform, into I of S minus 1 upon S into C into I of S, that is going to be 0. Or if you rearrange the term, we can write here as EI of S is nothing but capital R plus L into S plus 1 upon SC multiplied by I of S. Let this will be the equation number 3. In the same way, you need to apply Laplace transform to equation number 2. So here we can write here as E naught of S, which is nothing but 1 upon SC into I of S. Or if you rearrange the term, we can write here as I of S is nothing but S into C into E naught of S. Let this your equation number 4. Now equation number 3 gives the relationship between your input and current, and equation number 4 gives the relationship between current and your output. But ultimately we need to obtain transfer function, which is nothing but the ratio of what we can say output by input. So we need to combine equation 3 and 4. So from equation 3 and 4, what we are going to do, we are going to replace this current I of S by this factor, which is nothing but S into C into E naught of S. So here I can write this EI of S, which is nothing but capital R plus LS plus 1 upon S into C multiplied by I of S, but I of S is nothing but S into C into E naught of S. Now if you rearrange the term and finally if you calculate the ratio of output by input, we will get the actual transfer function of our series RLC circuit. So if you rearrange the term, this is nothing but our output and this is nothing but our input. So if you take output by input, we can write here as the entire term on denominator. So 1 upon, here we are having R plus LS plus 1 upon SC into SC. If you further solve, output by input is nothing but 1 upon, if you multiply it by SC, here we are having R into C into S plus, this is going to be like L into C into S square plus 1, or I can write this as output by input is nothing but 1 upon, or I can write this as L into C into S square plus R into C into S plus 1. So this indicate what? The transfer function of series RLC circuit, where EI of T, or you can say EI of S, is applied as an input excitation to that circuit, and we are trying to calculate the output across the voltage across your capacitor. So if you draw the block diagram, so in block diagram representation, we can have the representation of the system like this. So this indicate block, and inside this block we need to indicate the parametric function of a given what we can say system, which only depends on system parameter. So here we are having L into C multiplied by S square plus R into C multiplied by S plus 1. To this we need to apply some reference input signal. So here in this case we applied input reference signal as EI of S. This indicate your reference input signal, and corresponding to this it is going to generate some controlled output, which is nothing but E naught of S. So this is nothing but our controlled output, what we can say, signal. So in this way we can have the flexibility to obtain the transfer function of a given electrical what we can say circuit. The thing is that we need to apply those steps one by one. First we need to obtain mathematical modeling in time domain, then apply Laplace transform by assuming all initial conditions to be 0 to represent its mathematical modeling in frequency domain. Then in step number 3 we need to define the input and output if it is not defined in the given numerical, and then in step number 4 we need to find the ratio of output by input, which indirectly defines the transfer function. So in the next lecture we are going to solve some more numerical on how to calculate the transfer function of a given physical system, that too in electrical circuit, and that will be the last lecture from unit number 1. Thank you.